I'm Storm Track 12 meteorologist Dennis Brown tracking a warm-up in your forecast. How high will the temperatures rise? Details coming up. News Channel 12 at 11 starts right now.
Accurate and reliable. This is News Channel 12 at 11.
A historic church reduced to a pile of rubble. How a congregation affected by Hurricane Irene rebuilds.
Plus, President Obama visits Fort Bragg on a historic day for America's fighting men and women. Good evening, I'm Wes Schofield.
And I'm Valentina Wilson. Welcome to News Channel 12 at 11. The war in Iraq is winding down. Thousands of our troops will be heading home over the next few weeks. President Obama marked the end of the war at Fort Bragg today, thanking troops for their service.
So as your Commander-in-Chief, and on behalf of a grateful nation, I'm proud to finally say these two words, and I know your families agree. Welcome home. Welcome home. Welcome home.
Nearly all U.S. combat troops in Iraq are set to be home by the end of the year. News Channel 12 talked to some people in Jacksonville to get their take on the president's speech.
Long one.
The President of the United States. Fort Bragg, we're here to mark a historic moment. For nearly 9 years, our nation has been at war in Iraq.
It's ridiculous in this day and age that 9 years of war.
I'm proud to finally say these two words, and I know your families agree. Welcome home. Welcome home.
I think it's a great thing for them to come back home to be with family, especially this time of the year.
I think it's easy for him to say that the war is over.
I think it's bull.
Convenient, the time.
It's politics. We're coming up on an election.
Over the last few months, the final work of leaving Iraq has been done.
God puts people like our president in command to execute these things.
I'm happy that they're saying that it's over for the time being.
I think we'll be there for a very long time. I don't think we can pull out.
What has changed? Why all of a sudden are we saying it's over?
I could not be prouder of you.
They served their time, they done their duty.
I just hope that, people can deal with it and move on and get back to a happy medium.
God bless you all. God bless your families, and God bless the United States of America.
In tonight's Fact Check, we look at statistics on the war in Iraq. According to the UN, since the beginning of the war, close to 4,500 American soldiers have been killed in Iraq. More than 33,000 have been wounded. The Iraq Body Count Project says more than 100,000 Iraqi civilians have died as a result of the conflict. This year, there was an average of 6.5 deaths per day from suicide attacks and vehicle bombs. Between 2003 and 2010, there were more than 1,000 suicide bomb events in Iraq. The Iraq War has cost more than $1 trillion, which breaks down to more than $3,200 per American taxpayer.
A Beaufort County congregation begins the long path to rebuilding history. The Dublin Grove Original Free Will Baptist Church stood in Aurora for 133 years, but lingering damage from Hurricane Irene forced the congregation to tear down the original building. News Channel 12's Mike Valerio is there today. Talk to them about their plans to rebuild. He's in the newsroom now. Mike?
Well, Wes, people thought that the church's white steeple and sanctuary could be saved, but almost 4 months after the hurricane hit, both of those structures had to be torn down, but this congregation isn't going anywhere.
A pile of rubble is all that's left of the oldest Free Will Baptist Church in Eastern Carolina. It's where Dublin Grove Sanctuary used to be, with a steeple and stained glass windows. But after Hurricane Irene, that building teetered on the edge of disrepair.
Wooden pegs, no nails, just a beautiful old structure, well maintained through the years, and but it had some age on it.
133 years to be exact. Reverend Earl Sadler has served as pastor here for 5 years, and he told us about the moment when he and a friend talked about tearing the building down.
We sat down on the front pew, and it was a very emotional time for us, and he said we might have to take the sanctuary down, and of course my reaction was, no, we can't do that. The people can't handle it. They couldn't stand it, and he told me that they're strong and they'll do what God's will is, and they're going to go along with it.
When people started going through this 8-foot-tall pile, they found pieces of wood more than 200 years old starting to rot from the inside out. That's why some people say moving into a new church is really a blessing in disguise.
We felt like that his will was that we move on, and that the sanctuary possibly could be unsafe with its age, and we feel like there's something bigger and better for us.
Plans are already in the works to rebuild. The new structure will move from where the pile is now to this open spot. But as the sun sets on what's left of the old church, its pastor and members know the church isn't a building, it's the people. And it will take a lot more than a hurricane for them to give up.
We keep looking forward. This hurt is very painful, but God is there for us, and his will is going to be done.
And while the pile is being cleared, the congregation is having services in its fellowship hall right next door. And as to what you can do to help out, the congregation says it does appreciate donations, but more importantly, appreciates prayers. Now reporting live in the newsroom, Mike Valerio, News Channel 12.
A real walk of faith, Mike. The church has insurance to cover some of the rebuilding costs. Several members have attended Dublin Grove for more than 80 years.
The chill is in the air tonight, but we're tracking a warmer day tomorrow. Meteorologist Dennis Brown is tracking the changing temps from the Storm Track 12 Weather Center.
Heather Valentini, if you're about to head out the door, you grab a jacket. It is quite chilly out there. We're at 37 degrees in Kenansville and Greenville right now, 45 in Washington, 41s for Kinston and New Bern, Richlands and Jacksonville this evening. We have a few high and mid-level clouds kind of streaming across our skies. They're so thin that we're not going to see any rainfall for tonight. Winds are calm. Could see some patchy areas of fog by the time that we're getting started in the morning, but should not be that big of a deal. Now the warm up, there you go, upper 60s, lower 70s by the afternoon. And we have a cool down in the forecast along with some showers. Futurecast is on the way.
New and developing tonight on News Channel 12 at 11, military officials investigate the death of a Camp Lejeune Marine. Officials tell us 32-year-old Gunnery Sergeant George L. Fagone Jr. was found unresponsive at his home Sunday. He was taken to Cape Fear Hospital and later transferred to New Hanover Regional. The Marine died Monday of complications. Fagone is a native of Stockton, California. He joined the Corps in 1997. He was assigned to the 2nd Marine Special Operations Battalion at Camp Lejeune.
Also new at 11, Jacksonville police make an arrest in connection with 2 home break-ins and 1 attempted break-in. 50-year-old Andre Lamont Turner of Jacksonville faces several charges. Those include breaking and entering, larceny, possession of stolen goods, and possession of cocaine. Officers arrested him yesterday as he was riding a bicycle near one of the homes. Turner is in jail tonight on $40,000 bond. Police continue to investigate the break-ins. Anyone with information is asked to call Crime Stoppers.
And we continue to follow the details tonight in a car crash that killed a Craven County father and trapped his 9-year-old daughter for 2 days. That crash happened on Highway 55 near Cove City, November 11th. And tonight we know that a state toxicology report shows there was no alcohol in Doug Landon's body at the time of that crash. His daughter Jordan survived by eating Pop-Tarts and Gatorade until she was rescued. The DOT is deciding whether to install a guardrail along the curve on Highway 55. Investigators say they're working on a report that should be out by mid-January.
New details on a story we first told you about last month. A former top fundraiser for Governor Bev Perdue enters an Alford plea to a felony obstruction charge. Peter Reichert of Greensboro is accused of funneling $32,000 in illegal payments from a wealthy Perdue donor to pad the salary of a full-time campaign fundraiser. He was Governor Perdue's campaign finance director at that time. A Wake County judge accepted Reichert's plea and gave him a suspended sentence. The district attorney says the criminal cases against 3 others with ties to Governor Perdue will move forward into next year.
Well, for the first time in 2 years, we hear from Michael Jackson's daughter.
The most memorable thing that your dad said to you was?
How Paris Jackson answered that question.
Plus, shooting flames and thick smoke back up traffic on a busy freeway. Details tonight on a tanker truck explosion.
I'm Storm Track 12 meteorologist Dennis Brown, checking out the temperatures on Storm Track 12 Live Doppler. Chilly tonight, warmer tomorrow. Details coming up. You're watching News Channel 12 at 11.
Checking the facts to get information right. You're watching News Channel 12 with Valentina Wilson, Wes Goforth, Storm Track 12 Chief Meteorologist Skip Waters, and Brian North. News Channel 12, accurate and reliable. Alerting you to severe weather dangers in eastern Carolina. This is Storm Track 12 meteorologist Demenis Brown.
Take a look at this shot right here, taken by our photographers here, of the 80% wind in gibbous moon. Yeah, this is over New Bern, looking towards Bridgeton, the Neuse River here. Kind of a nice look out there, isn't it? Kind of illuminating the nighttime sky. Well, go ahead and check it out. Just grab a jacket because it's quite chilly out there. High temperatures today mainly made it up into the 50s. And we got the Christmas food drive going on as well. Let me just tell you about it. Yeah, we'll talk about it in just a second. It's tomorrow, so keep that in mind. High temperatures into the 50s, lower 60s. Right now we're at 37 degrees in Greenville, 41 in New Bern, 42 degrees in Havelock, and 41s for Richlands and Jacksonville this evening. It's chilly. And as we continue moving through tonight, early tomorrow morning, you'll need to grab a jacket. It won't be quite as cold as the past few mornings, but yeah, 30s, 40s, some patchy fog possible, and just a few more days until we have that Christmas break. As we're starting at the day, we're going to at least see temperatures in the 40s, and then we're going to see the mix of sun and clouds. Temperatures into the mid-60s by noontime and highs into the upper 60s to near 70, well above average for this time of year. Now take a look at some of the current temperatures across much of the nation. We have 28 in Denver, and we have 64 degrees in Memphis, 70 in San Antonio. You can tell there's a sharp cold front here, and some of this warm air ahead of that cold front will be moving our way heading through tomorrow. The cold front is also producing some showers well off to our west, and it will slowly move into our area, mainly going into Friday. Now, before the front, we're going to see some warm air, breezy conditions as well, and that front will drop in very slowly and kind of linger towards our area and around our area going into Friday and early Saturday with periods of rainfall along this front. Otherwise, some unsettled weather, cloudy skies, and a little bit of drizzle, cooler weather once the front passes through. So Storm Track 12 Futurecast, hour by hour, we're going to see a few clouds for tonight. They're going to be high and mid-level clouds. We'll call for some sunshine tomorrow. We'll call for some patchy clouds into the afternoon. Then working our way into Friday, we're going to see partly to mostly cloudy skies with the front trying to enter the state and kind of stalling out just a bit near our area with some periods of rainfall, light to moderate across the area, heaviest and near places north of Highway 70 along 264. And then once the cold front passes through, we'll see some areas south of 70 getting in a little bit of this rain action. Not expecting a whole lot and not expecting any thunderstorms. Once the front passes through, we'll see gradual clearing in your forecast. On the planning forecast, we're going to show a warm up there and also a cool down after the front into the lower 50s heading into Sunday. And then we'll see another chance of rainfall by the mid part of next week.
Well, the weather will be just fine tomorrow for the food drive, and we're inviting everyone to head to the pantry and stock up some items. The Share Your Christmas Food Drive begins tomorrow morning.
9 o'clock tomorrow morning, just a few hours away. The Food Bank of Central and Eastern North Carolina, News Channel 12, and our radio partners join efforts to help people in need again this year. And here we go, 9 o'clock tomorrow morning until 8 in the evening. Bring your canned goods, non-perishables, baby supplies, and paper products to these locations in Greenville, the Food Bank at 497 West 9th Street.
In New Bern, stop by the Food Bank at 205 South Glen Burnie Road. That's just north of Neuse Boulevard behind Furniture Fair. In Jacksonville, well, just head to our newsroom. The address is 406 South Marine Boulevard. For more information, head to our website, WCTI12.com. You'll find it at the top of the webpage.
And News Channel 12 visited a local church that's collecting food for families in need during the holidays. Abby Leary is a member of Goodness Outreach Pentecostal Holiness Church in New Bern. Hurricane Irene badly damaged her home in Pamlico County.
It's been a blessing to me, and it's been a blessing to a lot of people. And I don't think we should let pride get in our way, because I feel like this is just another blessing from God.
Well, the church has already given, get this, 80,000 pounds of food to needy people in our community.
Some good work going on. Well, people are still talking about the infamous wager at the latest GOP debate. We're following more fallout tonight after Mitt Romney's $10,000 bet. Details on this airplane banner that's making headlines.
And when you see news happen, let us know. 800-738-6840, the number. Email us news at WCTI12.com. You can also comment on our Facebook page.
Thanks for staying with News Channel 12 at 11. I'm Valentina Wilson.
And I'm Wes Goforth, and details are developing tonight on the road to the White House again as Mitt Romney takes aim at Republican frontrunner Newt Gingrich. Democrats take aim at Romney. ABC's Jake Tapper has details.
Mitt Romney today took a new tack against his opponent Newt Gingrich. Mockery.
Zany is not what we need in a president.
In an interview with the New York Times, Romney sought to turn the concept of Gingrich as a bold, intellectual ideas man into that of, well, kind of a kooky entertainer.
Zany is great in a campaign, but in terms of a president, we need a leader.
Making fun of an opponent has become a popular form of attacking this campaign season.
Two men trapped in one body.
As Romney surely knows, since that's the main way Democrats are going after him. When the big dollar donors went to a Manhattan fundraiser for Romney today, if they looked up, they saw this airplane banner, referring to Romney's now infamous $10,000 wager.
10,000 bucks?
Democrats are mocking Mitt by mischief making, though of course they insist this is all very, very serious.
I don't think that calling this a stunt is really very fair. Campaigns are all about getting your message out.
Why all this vicious humor before any Republicans have even voted? The latest ABC News Washington Post poll shows unfavorable views of Barack Obama inched to their highest level of his presidency. Democrats have to make the president's opponents appear even less favorable, so they're seeking to discredit them, including, ever since his surge, Newt Gingrich. The president has tried to seem above the fray, but top Obama campaign advisor David Axelrod, he said this, quote, "Just remember, the higher a monkey climbs on a pole, the more you can see his butt." So the speaker is very high on the pole right now, and we'll see how people like the view.
Jake Tapper reporting tonight. Meantime, a tanker truck explodes and burns for hours, shutting down a California freeway. The tanker hauling gasoline caught fire today just east of downtown Los Angeles. The concrete on this overpass also exploded from the heat of the flames. The California Highway Patrol says the driver and passenger escaped with no injuries.
All right. Exciting news tonight for a singer from the Tar Heel State.
Oh, yes. Details on why Fantasia Barrino is celebrating tonight.
An American Idol winner from Guilford County is enjoying motherhood again.
I guess you could say she's singing a familiar tune.
Okay, yeah.
High Point native Fantasia Barrino gave birth to a baby boy yesterday in North Carolina. His name is Dallas Xavier Barrino. He weighs 7 pounds 9 ounces and is 21 inches long. Barrino revealed her pregnancy back in August at a concert in Jacksonville, Florida. No word on the identity of little Dallas's father.
And tonight we hear from Michael Jackson's daughter, Paris. We saw her as a little girl wearing a peculiar mask. At 13, she's ready to talk about life behind those walls where her father shut out the crowds. David Wright has the interview.
She's the freshest face in Hollywood, even though her dad was once the most famous man in the world. Michael Jackson fiercely protected the privacy of his children.
Do you remember wearing a mask going, this is kind of weird?
Yeah, I'm like, this is stupid. Why am I wearing a mask?
Right.
But yeah, I kind of realized the older I got, like he only tried to protect us.
It wasn't until his memorial service that we finally heard her speak.
And I just wanted to say I love him so much.
That was 2 years ago. Earlier this year, Paris Jackson told Robin Roberts she's ready for her own showbiz career.
You want to be an actress?
Yeah. I'm thinking about auditioning for a play next week.
An ambition her famous father nurtured, as she tells Ellen DeGeneres.
Did you tell your dad you wanted to act?
Yeah, and we did improvs together. And he would give us little scenarios, and he's like, okay, so in this scene you're going to cry, and I'd cry on the spot.
You could cry on the spot?
Yes.
That's impressive. So then you got away with all kinds of things. Then he didn't know if you were really crying.
Paris Jackson is now promoting her first film, a movie version of a favorite children's book. Half the proceeds will be donated to public schools.
The most memorable thing that your dad said to you was?
He said, if I die tomorrow, always remember what I told you. And I took his advice, and I remembered everything he told me.
Now she's poised to follow in his footsteps. David Wright, ABC News, Hollywood.
An update now on a story we've been following since last week. Some flight attendants aren't happy with actor Alec Baldwin. Now they want his show 30 Rock taken off American Airlines flights. Baldwin was kicked off an American Airlines flight last week when he refused to turn off his cell phone. The Association of Professional Flight Attendants says it fully supports the flight attendants and the way they handled the situation. The union says it would retract its petition to remove 30 rock shows from flights. That's if Baldwin issues an apology to the attendants.
He's just a lightning rod for controversy.
He seems to be.